my faithful loyal YouTube subscribers. Today it is Tuesday. It's April the 14th. The year is 2020. We're still stuck in the middle of the coronavirus pandemic. Some of the things I saw yesterday. I did a video about Africans, Nigerians, or people from Africa living in China, and China attempting to, some Chinese citizens taking upon themselves to show racist behavior to the African citizens who are living there. There were a lot of questions like, why are Africans in China? And I thought that was kind of the craziest question in the whole wide world. Why are there Africans in China? Why would Africans go to China? Why are they there? China is the largest manufacturing hub in the world. And as I was saying, China is the largest trade manufacturing hub in the world. And so Africans, or most people from around planet Earth, go to China to buy televisions, electronics, all types of products, and ship them back to their country for resale. I mean, TVs, electronics, radios, electric stuff that we take advantage of that we can just go buy here in the United States. And in many foreign countries, a lot of those Africans that are in China own businesses in their home states, in the country where they're from. They have stores, and they go back and they wholesale it and retail it. So that's why they're there. I mean, it's not like they're in China on vacation. And some of them have been there for years, going back and forth between China and their country, shipping, exporting, and importing stuff to their home nations. Same in the United States. I have friends who live here in the United States who travel to China and they manufacture clothing or electronics or all kinds of stuff, and they have the stuff shipped back to the United States, and they go back and forth 2, 3, 4, 5 times a year purchasing stuff and having it shipped back to the United States. I mean, let's just face it. China is the world's largest manufacturer at this point. They make the vast majority of stuff, from iPhones to medicines to cars to all kinds of stuff in that country. So for us to ask questions as to why they're there was kind of, maybe you all didn't understand that they're there for business purposes, and many of them are living there. They're not on vacation. They should not be treated in a disrespectful manner or for whatever purpose that they're there for anyway. So I think some of us are kind of confused about people who travel into China, and I thought that was kind of bizarre. I mean, they're there for business, just like if Chinese citizens came to the United States, many of them come here for business also. Chinese citizens go around the world and purchase properties and buildings and everything else, and no one has denied them access to the world. So why should China deny access to these Africans who are living in their country and working? This racist behavior should not be tolerated at all. And I pray and hope, I ain't gonna do nothing. Something needs to be done that these people can continue to live in China and to take care of business that they've been doing for years. It's almost as if they're attempting to throw them out of the country, but in many instances, they're still holding their passports. So if you have someone's passport, I'm confused. Why don't you give them the passport and tell them to leave? But from what I understand, China has always been a very racist. Citizens have been racist to Africans. And now, there's another agenda here, too. The Chinese government, on the other hand, has welcomed Africans into their country. Now, on the local level, maybe the Chinese are not as friendly as the Chinese government has, because they want the business connections there. And so you also have to look at the agenda of the government that on a whole, the Chinese government versus the local citizens. It's like in America here. We got racist white folks all over this country, but our government may have a different agenda than what these local folks got. So pretty much the same thing happening here in the United States. Look, if you black and you go to certain parts of the United States, they're not going to be trying to chase you up out of there too. We all know this exists here in the USA. We're not going to sit here and say, well, why would you go over there, put in parts of Alabama? Maybe you went there to take care of business or something, or, and you ran into some crazy racist white folks. We don't know. So We can't sit here and say America is this welcoming, loving country and we just accept people of all races and gonna be telling a damn lie. There are parts of this country black folks are not accepted. We all know this, and it's been going on for decades and centuries. So, but anyway, I just wanted to state that because there was some confusion about why people were asking these questions. I'm thinking, why would they ask something like that? Why are they Africans in China? To take care of business? Bizarre. But anyway, there was some other stuff I wanted to discuss too. In previous videos, we were discussing here in the United States how they're trying to ramp up more. Well, they're trying to ramp up more testing in an attempt to try to open up the economy. Good luck with that. As to why they're just catching on to testing and testing more people for the virus to see who's positive, who's negative. They're also about to start antibody testing to see who has been exposed to the virus and if they have the antibodies in their bloodstream. You know, the funny part is, all this attempt to try to beat Mother Nature at this virus may be a colossal failure. The lockdowns, the keeping the virus is still going to spread out just slower. You know, it's just the lockdown is just going to keep it from spreading a little bit slower. Will they be able to stop the virus from spreading in its tracks? I seriously doubt that. China's still having problems now. Even after an 80-day lockdown, which people were completely locked down, they're still having problems over there with people testing positive for the virus, although China claims these are people who are coming from other countries who came into before they shut down and kept enforced. No one can come into China at this point. So they're still having some issues over there. So be curious to see, we also know China is a huge liar and you can't trust any of the information that comes out of there. And so, but we do know this. I was reading some interesting stuff here in the United States. We know now that the virus, COVID-19, was in the United States as far back as November of last year. In parts of California and in other places, it was here. So the narrative that China just discovered it in December of 2019 is false. Well, they may have had let me just state this, they may have diagnosed their first patient in 2019 but they were in December 2009. But in November, as far back as November of 2019, there were mysterious cases of pneumonia in China and in the United States, in California. So the virus was here in the United States in November, December, and January. So all these numbers that they keep saying, they run in this number tally that how many deaths that we have in the United States, how many people, all of it's just propaganda. I hate to say this, but it is. It's false. Because there are far more people who have tested positive, who are positive, far more people have been exposed to COVID-19, and far more people have died from it than what's being reported here. So I look at those numbers and I think, okay, are we living in the land of Oz or something? There's no accurate way to get to know how many people are positive in this country unless you test everyone. And that's something that they're gradually working towards doing. They ain't in no rush for some odd reason. It's going to be taking our time. Here in Georgia, they're going to start ramping up more testing of people to see who has it, who's positive, who's negative. Like I said, the antibody test. The antibody test is the most important test. That way we'll know how many people have been exposed to the virus, who have antibodies in their blood system. And then we can kind of know those people could easily be put back into the workforce or come out of quarantine. Even though everybody's already out of quarantine anyway, running around doing all kinds of stuff. When will this end? That's a very good question. People keep saying, when do you think it's going to end? I think we're probably going to start to see things improve in the end of May, early June in regards to, they say the peak will be here in Atlanta around May 1st. They say it's going to be April 23rd, then April 26th. Now they say May 1st. So I'm like, okay, why are we moving these dates further out? And they're building more hospital beds at the World Congress Center here in Atlanta and expecting a surge of patients by May 1st. So we'll see what happens, So if that is the case. So they're being prepared for the worst and hoping for the best. So that makes sense to me. I guess the question would be, how accurate are they in predicting the surge? Good luck with that. So anyway, so here we are still stuck in this mess, and it ain't getting no better. Besides losing our minds, sitting out. And today I went outside. I was going to go outside and do some exercise. It was freezing out there. I said, I'm going to drop these weights and go back inside the house. It is cold out there. The weather is crazy out here. It was like 40-something degrees when I went out there this morning. The sun was out. But I was not expecting... it to be this chilly this morning. I don't know. It was cold. So it's about 11 o'clock here now, so I figured I'd try this later this afternoon and go back to exercising and see what's going on with the temperature out there at that point. But it's definitely anyway, so we just have to begin the process again. I'm just going on here with this laptop. I can't see what's it doing. My laptop's been acting up. I need to delete a bunch of stuff on this laptop. I need to delete a bunch of stuff. Delete a bunch of stuff off this laptop so it could, what's there? Anyway. So we still in the middle of April, weather chilly. I was looking online, just checking out, there are some hotels open in the Florida area. Downtown Miami has some hotels open. I didn't see anything but one hotel in the Miami Beach, South Beach area. All those hotels were closed. When I called the resorts just to see, they were still closed. And they're probably going to be closed through May 1st. I was also checking online just to see what was going on in Cancun and places. I'm just curious to see what's going on. All these places were closed. I didn't get a chance to check the Dominican Republic and Jamaica. Are they on lockdown? I mean, that's what I was checking to see, but I didn't get a chance to get around to that. So I'll look at that this afternoon to see what's going on there. However, parts of Florida, the beaches are closed, but some hotels are actually open down there. They say it's supposed to be for essential travel only. So I don't know. I guess you got to have some type of hotels open because people do travel, the business travelers. The country still got to keep moving, and we can't just sit here on pause waiting for for this virus to die. It ain't going to happen no time soon as they look for Here's the funny part. This is what I wanted to say. A lot of you all are saying that if they do come up with a vaccine that you all are not going to take it. So, look, I'm like, okay, y'all niggas didn't take the flu vaccine. So, yeah, I can imagine y'all not going to take the COVID-19 vaccine because y'all so scared it's going to kill you. So, you have a choice. Die from COVID-19 or die from taking the vaccine. Those are your choices. Since y'all think it's going to kill you any which way and you're going to rather risk it with the COVID-19, those are your two choices. I think I'd take the vaccine myself. But, I'm a little bit different than y'all. Get a flu shot every year. Y'all niggas, I ain't getting no flu shot. I'm scared of it. Okay, well, you don't have to get a flu shot. So I've listened to all these people saying, I'm not going to do the virus and I'm not going to take the vaccine. I'm like, well, you niggas never do. You don't take care of your health any damn way. You don't go to the doctor. You don't take your blood pressure medicine. You don't eat and exercise right. So why should we expect y'all to take the COVID-19 vaccine when they come up at 5 years from now, or 6 or 7, whatever amount of time it takes them? Because if you think you're going to have it in the next 12 to 18 months, I don't think so. They first got to get rid of a lot of people first. They're going to let that vaccine run around killing a bunch of folks. And then they say, okay, finally, we get rid of 2 million people on planet Earth. I'm still checking the numbers in India. I'm just very curious to see, falling billions of people in India, they've only had like maybe 400 or 500 deaths from what I saw last night when I checked. Maybe 500 or something. I'm thinking, what's going on in India? So very curious to see, they got billions of people living on top of each other. I'm just trying to figure out how they're going to stop all these people. Kind of hard to self-quarantine in India when We'll see. But anyway, I just wanted to really, this video was just a recap of some of the stuff that I saw in the comment section, particularly about the African thing. I was very disappointed that you all don't understand that many Africans, and let's just face the reality of this too. Nigerians are some of the most educated people on planet Earth. I mean, they have a high degree of education, college education, degrees. I mean, so I'm just like, do y'all not understand how educated those guys are that come out of Nigeria? Everyone I've ever met here in the United States, they're all college educated. I mean, they all doctorate degree and all kinds of stuff. They're some of the most educated Nigerians, are some of the most educated people on planet Earth. And I'm sure those people, the Africans, Nigerians who are living in Africa, are businessmen who have money and they're smart and intelligent people. They're not out there just hanging out in the streets of China. They're over there working and earning an income that they're sending back home to their family members in Africa. And I don't see anything wrong with that. So, but anyway, yeah, I gotta eat some breakfast. It's 11 o'clock. I've been up busy doing some stuff, and I don't know why I keep making breakfast so late. But I'm about to cook something now. But anyway, I'm going to do some other videos. I just wanted to do a quick video to recap a couple of things. And I'm going to come back because, I don't know, my mind has been preoccupied the past few days. Anyway, today is Tuesday, April the 14th. The year is 2020. And I'll be back this afternoon. I will be back today to do some other stuff. There's some other stuff I want to do. Other topics I want to hit on. I'm out. Enjoy your Tuesday.